All right, let me just say hello to everybody here who is in so far. Hopefully, we're able to find this. Oh, I have to pause. Danimal, welcome in. My co-host for the day, for the session. Alvaro Bravo, but welcome in. Andrea, Nico's note taker. Okay, Annette, welcome in. Annette, see you. Mr. Derek, Mrs. Iris, welcome in. Joe, what's going on, Joe? What's going on, Cavani? Great to have you here, man. Andrich, what's going on, man? Mr. Ron, a success was Fernandi, Zelda Hunter, and Handy Alvarez. Estoy practicando con tu nombre. Lo, lo sé leer, pero no lo sé decir. Morning, morning, morning. Good. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started here. Welcome into the Trade Lounge. I'm your host, Gerardo G. Money Pius. I'm a Forex trading educator based out of Dallas, Texas. I've been doing this for years, almost a decade. And yeah, I love the process. I love the grind that trading does. I love teaching it. And as we move on, the strategy is getting better and better, fine-tuning stuff. Uh, you know, and creating a system that is simple, practical, and most importantly, right, profitable. Um, and yeah, as always, right, these calls are for educational purposes only. So any trade idea, speculation, or suggestion, it is just that. So please make sure to, if you are trading live, to make sure that you use proper risk management, know how to manage your accounts, but most important, right, do not trade any money you cannot afford to lose. And right now, right, I work with partnered with a community, COC Life. That is where I mainly host my live trading sessions in English and Spanish. Wednesdays is kind of like a free event day where I come in for pre-market speculation, and then 9 p.m. right, we do a midweek review. All times are central. This same Zoom link is there. You can always invite people in there to see they're interested in trading. So if you guys are ready to go, let's kick off. Let me go ahead and switch the screens over here and focus in on the charts. Turn off the camera on my end so they won't interrupt. I am going to be recording this one, and I also do have a YouTube channel where you can kind of catch past recordings there for now. All right, so let's go. And yeah, gold, right? Gold. Who's trying to sell from the top? Not right now. Not right now. Um, the market is fractal. That means that these price patterns, these candlesticks, they repeat themselves over and over and over again. The trick about this is at what scale, at what time frame. One of my favorite things to mark up the same is a candlestick. Okay. I know there's structure, but the most consistent for me is to mark up candlesticks. And I simply call it trending candlesticks, right? And the what I do is very, very simple, guys. I look for an impulse to the top side, a strong move to the top side. Once you have a strong move, it's not going to go on forever. Once you have a strong move, you're going to have a low and you're going to have a high. All right. After you're done with that, after with that, the low and high is established, you're going to get a correction or a pullback. The pullback is not going to be strong, bigger than the low and the high, right? So once you have this pattern here, that's where I draw in the Fibonacci retracement tool. Look for entries at the percentage levels and then take it up to the extensions, right? So these are the retrace levels of the fib type. Put here retrace, and then up here above the high is the extension, right? There's certain levels down here, and there's certain levels up there that price, was trying to get us to. And that's the whole thing about speculation, right? Is where's price going to go? And that's basically the foundation of my analysis. Where is price going? Where are we at now? And how do we enter? Okay, well, I see the same thing that I just marked up in a single candlestick. Okay. When you have a nice, strong single candlestick, you can do the same because the anatomy of a candlestick has a low and has a high. You fib that, you measure with the fib retracement tool. 38, 50, 61% zones are here. Extensions are above here. And basically you're waiting for the new candle to open. It could be a daily candle. It could be a weekly candle. It could be a monthly candle. It could be a quarterly candle. It could be a 5-minute candle. Let it open. Let it come down to this area. And then from there, it'll come in, create a wick, and then it'll come to the top side, getting the extension before it closes. So this is something that I do almost every day. Okay. That is how I look for direction. All righty. So, I've been trying to figure out almost all year, right? How the heck gold has been moving. It got stuck for about 3 months. But in reality, it's moving at a quarterly rate, guys. It's moving at a quarterly rate. All right. So let's kind of put this into the test right quick. Let me erase some of the stuff here and just kind of show you guys how this is working. By the way, we got about almost 30 people in. Welcome in, guys. I know today we posted in multiple areas, so welcome in. If you missed the introduction, thank you guys for being here. All right, guys. So very, very simple. Okay, very, very simple. Now, again, I'm in a 3-monthly candlestick. Okay, so we have a nice bullish candle, right? We have a low, we have a high. We simply measure that candlestick, low to high, right? We wait for the entry areas right here. And then stop loss, when you're looking for buys, stop loss at a low, guys. See, and one of the things that I try to tell folks, right, is sometimes the stop loss is important. Of course it is, but again, though, if you're in the right direction, and you stay in that same direction, you're going to be fine. The whole thing is like our job is to first understand where price is going. So here, right, this is the quarter. This is probably the third quarter of last year. What happens next there? Price comes in, wicks into the 38%, 50%, and then let's see, perfect. There you go. Perfect. The quarter closed. Okay. And it did exactly what I just marked up earlier. All right, well, let's go to the next quarter. Now we mark up this low, and now we mark up this high, and then we simply we follow the same rules over and over again. I see that? We're waiting for a wick, the next quarter to come in. That one did not want to, and that one just took off. Did not even come to a retracement. It just was super bullish. Okay? Super bullish. Ever follow along? Here's where a lot of people get stuck. They start marking up these fair value gaps. Fair value gap is valid, but you first have to beat the previous candlestick, guys. You first have to beat it. You first have to beat the open. You first have to beat the low before you even start thinking that it's going to come fill that fair value gap right there. All right, so here's this bullish candlestick. The open's right here. You got to beat 50%. You got to beat 61%. You got to beat 78% before you even start thinking of that fair value gap being filled. So then when you guys see your fair value gap, you wanting to sell towards it. And it's not the case, guys. The candlesticks are trending, so respect the trend, right? Respect the trend. So there it is. This one's an interesting one. This is one of my favorite candlesticks that that got brought to my attention a while back, simply because this candlestick, in that, and it doesn't matter what time frame it is because it repeats itself over and over again. This candlestick went up and did the pullback in the same candle. And why do I say that? Well, simply because it closed at that entry level. Y'all see that, guys? It closed at that entry level. And then when you hit play, there it is. Oh. And that's a big month. Big month. Why was it a big month? Because people were trying to sell to this, filling this fair value gap, and everybody just got stuck out. But you guys see how that is playing now, guys? So that's literally what's happening over and over and over again. The trick about it is like when is it? We have here a doji candlestick. But again, understanding that this doji didn't even, it was a bearish close, but it made a higher high. All right. And as we move on to the current price section, this is where we're at right now. Okay. So I have Q2 measured. Here's the fib, and I think we're gonna go to the first extension, 3,600. 3,600. That is how I measure this the next stop for gold. Okay, that is how I measure the next stop for gold. I know we're in all-time highs. Sí, Pablo, estamos en Cora. Oro se está moviendo en meses de Cora. Y así se está moviendo. Normally, guys, we do this on a monthly scale, which is still valid, right? Basically, Q2, April was dominant. June, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, there were still inside bars. We finally were able to break the high, right? And again, how high is it going to go? How high is it going to go when we're in unknown territory? Well, the fibs extensions. Okay, so technically, nothing is unknown when you know how to use the fib, right? But we do have to find the scale in which the market is moving. And right now, I mean, based on what we just analyzed, it's definitely moving on a quarterly scale. All right, so I still think that target is that first extension, 3,600. Yesterday we called a beautiful trade, and that I was going to buy to 35.27. I was looking for a pullback to sell to buy lower, but I use the system with momentum, and when the momentum shifts, it shifts. Okay, so I think we're going to go towards 3,600. Okay, let's kind of play it safe. 35.99. All right, and let's see how we get there. Right, as always, right? Where's price going? I'm thinking is going to 3,600. Okay, so where are we at now? So how do we identify where are we at now? Well, then, I look at the weekly candlesticks. Nico, you've been asking, Nico, we did not know it, what I'm saying is, I think we're going to 3,600, not for us to hold, but more so it's like, okay, how much of this movement do we want? Okay, now if you get in a good buy position, you make your money, and then you can leave one holding towards 3,600. So what that means as well, right, is that, okay, if we get to 3,600, that's a good area to close because we're at that first extension on that quarterly rate. Okay, and again, the just price has been moving so strong, right, that it can just wake up there. I believe this Friday is NFP. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're correct. That's NFT Fridays this Friday.
So again, sometimes price is allowed to be pushed up, and we need that volume from NFT to push to reverse it. Okay, but what I mean by reversal, I think it's going to be a pullback reversal. It's not something that we're going to come back all the way down. All right, guys. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to see right now we can actually get there. Okay, I'm going to see right now we can actually get there. But this is where we're at now. This is 35.27 that we hit take profit yesterday. Yeah, and again, I know you had a great eye on this. Oh, it's Alvaro. I thought that was Nico. Sorry about that, Nico. Nico, you were mentioning yesterday that you've seen multiple bullish candlesticks, where they usually pause at 3, right? 1, 2, 3, pause. However, same thing, right? At what scale? At what scale is it moving? So right now, I think it's trying to create 3 strong bullish weeks. This one is very close to maxed out, so we can pause, and then from there we can ask for a pullback. But sometimes these were not very strong, but they were all bullish weeks. Look at that, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive But
So now I see why you went with the quarterly fib because we are above the extensions on the previous weekly fib. So that previous weekly candlestick is not only blown, but never came and really retraced and just continued up.
excellent observation right there, Dan. Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. So that's the weekly scale. Let's just go ahead and I'm gonna go to my favorite time frame, the 4 hour with the higher time frame candle charts. Let me go ahead and turn that on. And this is where how we looking. Okay. This is how we're looking right here. Oh, actually, hold on. Before I even do that, this system that I have, this indicator template that I have is very powerful. I have two higher time frame candles and the sessions indicator. But this right here, guys, is a great way to really analyze, support and resistance. Really great to analyze the candles on a smaller time frame. Okay, so check this out here. I'm actually going to change this to 3/4. And let me go to the day. It should appear. If not, we'll turn it on. Visibility, days, perfect. All right, this is what I want to see right here. All right. All right. Remember now, I'm in the daily time frame, but the coding on this indicator is giving me the scale, the box of a quarter candle. Can you still check? 3 months, correct. All right. Let's do some math. You guys are ready?
Well, even if you didn't use the 3 month quarter, here's the interesting thing is you have this impulse. Same thing, whether it's a quarter, it could be anything. Then you're looking for the retracement. So yeah, let's put that bad boy up.
Even before the fib, Dad, check this out.
Yeah.
It's all about numbers, guys. Okay. It's all about numbers. Previous quarter, quarter two, how many pips did it move? 543. The previous one, 513. The one before that, 253. And the one before that, about 367. I'm going to only use those four. Anybody want to give me an average of those last 4 months? Let's see, I'm taking out my handy dandy calculator. 443 plus 513 plus 253 plus 367 divided by 4. That puts us at 419. Pratch, you got 543? Give or take? I must have probably did it wrong too. I think I got all these numbers averaged out. I got 419. Let me just do it one more time because it is important. It is part of my analysis that I am going to do today. 367 divided by 4. Yeah, or on 4. Yeah, 419. 419. That is the quarterly range. Okay. Quarterly range. Everybody got that? How many pips has it moved this quarter already? How many pips? How many pips? How many pips? Well, it's right here. I can't change the color of that, but right now, this quarter, right here. That's the number right there. That's not pips, excuse me. That is a price change. So that's $281. You add a zero, so it's 2,810 pips. Pablo, esto son dólares. Yeah, so excuse me if I messed up there. That's $513 price change, which in pips is 5,130, give or take. Okay. So here it is, guys. Okay. Let me go ahead and erase that. So we're gonna say that our quarterly range, let's put it at 400 pips. How about that? That sounds fair, right? At least 400 pips. So you find the lowest candlestick here. which I believe is this one as of right now. And we're going to put this Q3 low. All right. And basically, you create a projection. And if from this quarterly low,
Fourth quarter low instead of the third quarter low.
no, we are in the third quarter. We are in the third quarter.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I got you.
We are, right? Yeah, we are. We are. Yeah. I think we're wrapping up the third quarter, right?
I think so, yeah, because October, November, December should be the fourth quarter.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the last quarter. Yeah. For the last month of the third quarter. Perfect. Just up there, Dan. All right, guys. So check this out. And there, this is, you know, this is us analyzing important stuff, right? This is us analyzing, price movement. So if I stretch this out here, you see, from this low to this high, $281, $281. What did we say we were trying to get to? About 400? Right there. 300, 3,668. That puts us at $400 price on the based on the average of the last four quarters. Very near the 3,600. If I fib that quarter, it's right at the extensions, give or take. So there you go, guys. Where is gold going when we're at all-time highs, when we're in an unknown place? I just gave it to you. So we have a destination. For me, safely, I would like to say 35.99 and 3,600. It'll hover in between there, and then I think it's done with this higher high. Okay, then I think it's done with this higher high. So, sí, todo Pablo. Con el Fibonacci, todo coincide muy bien. All right. So we'll keep that target there, guys, at 3,600 for now. We'll come back to that later to see how that works. Let me go back to my 4-hour chart and then readjust my indicator there. And this is where we're at now. We definitely exploded over this week. Never got a pullback. Everything is very strong, very bullish, and that's where we're at. Let me go to the 2-day. The target for today, I'm about to figure out right now. Okay, let's figure that right now. So, I'm in the 2-hour candle view where I can see the days. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. This price action right there is today. All right. So we do the same thing, guys. Carol, welcome in. Good morning. We do the same thing. Do the same thing. We have, again, see, Monday was bullish. Remember that the example that I showed you guys in the morning? Not in the morning. Earlier, when we first started, you find a candlestick, you measure it low to high, like so. Sylvie. Bonjour. I think that's how you say it, right? Oh, boom. Came back 38%, and there it is. The day closed. Okay. We made the all-time high here. Made a higher high. People were calling that manipulation. People were calling that liquidity grab. I mean, it was just simply an impulse and a correction, guys. Right? And now we got extended. All right, so we just got to keep following the trend now. And it's coinciding with the previous day. There goes a high. There goes a low. Okay. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. We hit play. And this is where we're at right now. Okay. We kind of came in, tried to touch the 23%. Buyers are too strong. I think today we can reach these extensions. Okay, maybe the 272. So kind of to answer your question, to kind of answer your question there, I like the 272 today, 3559. Okay, 3559. I like that as a target uh for today. Right there. So that is basically where we're going. And then from here is one second, guys. Yeah, today is Wednesday. So that's where I would like for it to go. Now let's see if we can find some more opportunity and direction. Um, just to kind of play with the extensions right there, 45 minutes, 30. We have a few news here at 9. And again, here goes the view of the sessions. And we're already hovering above the Asian session. London kind of got stuck in the middle, and the same thing, guys. Stay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's the extension of the previous day. London didn't really do much there. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. So just how we did the ranges, right? The averages of the monthly scale scenario. The sessions also have their own mathematics. Their own mathematics. Okay. So on a day-to-day basis, Asia moves a certain range, London moves a certain range, New York moves a certain range. Okay. So if we look closely up here, I have set up this indicator where um, um, it communicates to me how much is moved during the day, Asia, London, New York. So during the day, right, the session, the daily range is here's the low, and it still has about it can move up to 373 pips. So it's only moved 251. So it can potentially go about another 100. So from the Asian low or the lowest of the day, we can move up to 373. So that's there you go. So that's 37 bucks. That is the daily average. But New York can move 272. But New York opened up a little bit higher. So New York, that's the New York low. And we're trying to stretch it out to 272.27. There it is. So to me, right, I like the 350, 3559 area because it doesn't max out those things. Between now and then, that's about $12. And yeah, Idalia, yes, that's an indicator sessions that set up. Those indicators are available to use in uh, in in for free from TradingView. However, the settings and everything, I share that only with the inside folks of the academy. It's not hard, right? But just more of a formality on it. But yeah, so I like guys 3559 as a target, and just the question is, right? How do we enter? And I think it's just gonna fly up, guys. I think it's gonna fly up. Um, if we can get one more little pullback here, I like it. but we just never, it just kind of is moving very, very fast on it. But I do like the setup. I do like the setup. The indicator that the custom indicator that I use, that one has us a give us a it's the same buys all the way, and very roughly to that area. 3559, that's a good target for me. Maybe we can wait for a little pullback, and then we can take it back to the top side. All right. So let me share this indicator with you guys. And I'll share it with you guys. Ooh, perfect, guys. Well, I am wrapping up the session. Thank you guys for being here. And as always, right? If you want to be part of the academy or our live sessions, you can find me at the COC Live. And if you need more information on that, you can definitely reach out to me and go from there. Okay, go from there. But we had great speculation. Um, Gold is bullish. Gold is bullish. I thought we had a great review. This will be recorded and will be uploaded in the free YouTube channel that I have. And gold is bullish, guys. Gold is bullish. Any sells or just pullbacks right now, and keep looking for those buys. We'll go ahead and exit today. Thank you guys for your time, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye now.